Welcome. I hope you are unbreakable today and very tulis on this Tuesday, July 14th, 2026. Buckle up, Dorothy. Today's a longer one. The Babylon Bee, fake news you can trust, reports. In Chicago, local police were successful to disperse the mob of a teen takeover by firing thousands of job applications into the crowd. Posted. SpaceX was founded on one powerful belief. A future where humanity is out exploring the stars is more exciting than one where we are not. Every Falcon launch, every Starship test, and every step toward Mars is built around that belief. The goal is not just to reach space. It is to build a future where humanity becomes a multiplanetary civilization. Adapted from a post by Max Payne. The 1999 movie The Matrix helps us see that the world we perceive is often an illusion that prevents us from discovering our deeper potential. This film is a mirror to humanity, a call for spiritual awakening, and the release of our invisible chains. The choice between the red pill and the blue pill is an initial test. This choice symbolizes free will in the face of willful ignorance, the blue pill, or painful acceptance of the truth, the red pill. It is an initiation to higher knowledge, where the individual renounces his certainties to embrace a broader reality. The initial doubt. Like Neo, the insider begins to feel that something is wrong. Doubt is the beginning of spiritual awakening. Carl Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." This doubt is a call to explore your shadow and confront your limiting beliefs. The insider discovers that the material world is just a facade. In The Matrix, this illusion is materialized by the Matrix itself, a program designed to keep humanity in check. When Neo is unplugged from the Matrix, he suffers a symbolic death. This is an essential step of any initiation, dying to the old self in order to be reborn to a higher state of consciousness. Neo learns to manipulate the rules of the Matrix. This is the ultimate stage of initiation, where the individual realizes that his consciousness creates his reality. The Matrix represents a collective illusion, the world that others create to enslave us. It symbolizes beliefs, fears, and social conditioning that prevent us from reaching our full potential. Stepping out of the Matrix means breaking these illusions. To understand that we are creators of reality is the first step towards liberation. Morpheus explains that the Matrix works by exploiting fear. Transcending this emotion, the inner becomes free. Stepping out of the Matrix means realizing that we are not our thoughts, bodies, or beliefs, but more like infinite consciousness. The beginning of freedom is to realize you are more than the thinker. The moment you start watching the thinker, a higher level of consciousness is activated. A good journey on that topic is the book Untethered Soul from 2007 by Michael Singer. From another book, Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams. May he rest in peace. A reframe. A usual frame. Reality is objective and science helps us understand it. Reframe. You are in a video game and you have certain problems to solve to get to the next level. Reflecting light. 1. People slip into malignant or covert narcissism by trying to make you believe you are bad. They spot your best qualities and twist them into flaws. Kindness becomes manipulative. Integrity becomes self-righteous. Calmness becomes cold or uncaring. You are damned if you do, damned if you don't. It helps to think of such critics not so much as evil monsters, but rather as your pets or mascots. So, be free, confident, and be your authentic self. They will keep poking and provoking for reactions, and hold whatever you do or don't do as proof that you were never as good as you seemed. They repeat that message over and over in different ways until you start doubting yourself. Along the way, they work to isolate you, so you have fewer people to remind you who you really are. And with the constant stress and self-doubt, you eventually feel so worn down that their version of you starts to feel more real than your own. That's the real cruelty, not just convincing others you're bad, but convincing you. 2. We think of happiness as connection, peace, being loved for who you are, accomplishment, genuine intimacy. People who slip into narcissism do not experience those. What makes them happy is something else entirely: the absence of their void through domination. That person experiences an internal emptiness, a nothing, an absence of genuine self. That emptiness is intolerable, so they do what it takes to not feel it. Happiness for a narcissist is not the presence of something good. It's the temporary escape from something unbearable. And that escape comes through control. When they have power over you, when you are dependent on them, when you are unsure of reality because of their gaslighting, when you have arranged your life around their preferences, that's when they feel something approaching happiness. Not because they love you, but because your servitude silences their void. What makes the narcissist happy is your suffering, your confusion, your dependence, your submission. That's not a character flaw, that's their operating system. And understanding this changes how you see their behavior. Every manipulation, every lie, every attack, these are not random. They are designed to keep you in the position that makes them feel less empty. That is what happiness looks like for them. You small enough, confused enough, dependent enough, that they don't have to face themselves. 3. Narcissists do not truly love their children. Instead, they see them as extensions and tools to serve their own needs. If a child becomes a flying monkey, that is, someone who performs enabling work on behalf of an abusive person, they may receive relatively better treatment, but only as long as they remain useful. If the child refuses that role, the narcissist often places subtle, calculated obstacles in their path, while carefully maintaining the appearance of being a supportive parent in the eyes of others. If the child overcomes those obstacles and succeeds in life, the narcissist will attempt to claim the credit, portraying the success as proof of their own influence or parenting, as though the child's achievements are merely an extension of themselves. If their efforts to undermine the child succeed, however, they will label the child a failure, quick to blame the targeted parent, tell others they were ungrateful or disobedient, while continuing to present themselves as the only self-made, successful person in the family. 4. Avoid forcing anyone to choose you. If they think they can find better elsewhere, let them go chase it. Real value does not beg, compete, or convince. Stay focused on your hustle, stack your wins, and keep moving. The people who overlook you today often realize your worth too late. 5. A narcissist's favorite target is a person without a support system. An isolated target is easier to silence, easier to control, and easier to manipulate without witnesses. The antidote? Document your life thoroughly, in a legal and ethical way. So-called witnesses can be bought off or manipulated into false memories, or may choose a narrative that suits them. Truth is best seen, like in soccer, on the VAR. Or like Dr. Phil would say, let's go to the clip. And that scares the hell out of Satan, doesn't it? It should. 6. Here's what the narcissistic tribe was for. It was the rehearsal space. You did not get to be a person in that system. You got to be a role, the scapegoat, the golden child, the lost child, the flying monkey. You got cast before you could speak. And you have been auditioning for different roles ever since. That was not your personality. That was the operating manual. And it is not you. 7. It is not protection when you keep people in the dark, blatantly lie, or carefully ration out half-truths. Whether it happens on a macro collective level through institutions, or on an intimate, personal level within relationships, withholding the truth under the guise of sparing someone's feelings or maintaining stability is a dangerous illusion. It is not an act of love or safety. It is an act of control. When you deny someone the full truth, you are actively stripping away their agency, leaving them unequipped to navigate their own reality. Real protection is awareness. It is better for adults to know the uncomfortable truth than to be utterly ambushed by it later. True safety does not come from living in a fragile, artificial bubble of ignorance. It comes from having the clarity, data, and insight needed to make informed choices, to brace for impact, or pivot when necessary. When we lie to protect others, what we are doing is protecting ourselves from the discomfort of accountability or the fallout of their reaction. True maturity and genuine care require the courage to lay out the facts, because you cannot navigate a storm you are being told does not exist. 8. What is gaslighting? Gradual distortion of truth, avoiding responsibility, shifting blame, sowing seeds of doubt in your mind, lying and manipulating facts, invalidating your feelings and experiences, getting to question your sanity, hiding their true intentions, twisting reality to suit their narrative, insisting you are overly sensitive, neglecting your true, uncoerced emotions and well-being. Gaslighting is emotional abuse. 9. Distance yourself from those who make you feel like a lesser being, someone who makes you edit yourself, lower your standards, become a watered-down version of yourself, just to make them feel comfortable. They are triggers of what you are trying to leave behind. Let them go without guilt. One of the coolest things about manifesting these observations to an audience and speaking about them in the open, even if or especially if it sounds uncomfortable, is it helps to see the behaviors, to notice and be aware of patterns, to check oneself, and to help each of us to claim or reclaim the ability to discern and recognize that many people slip into dysfunction and get taken advantage of. This awareness helps to adjust the way we manage our lives with a bit more clarity and intention. To remove a child's freedom to exist with their father without true justification is life-threatening, long-term psychological abuse to the children and to the father. It happens too often, and in families all over the world. The sooner the adult children are able to recognize this truth and course correct, the better their long-term life outlook will be. Plain and simple. Until you see me again, Duliness saves the universe. Be well, everyone.